I mean, this is the second of 2 shows. For those of you who don't know, there was another one at 7 o'clock, and there are quite a bit less people at the show, which I kind of like, because it does prove the age-old theory that darker people do have more friends. Well, my name is Brian. I'm from Connecticut, which by itself should be a punchline. I'm gonna reaffirm all your thoughts right now. I am single and I have no prospects. Most of you guessed correctly. A lot of it is tragedy action right here in this region. Yeah, it's weird when you have less hair on your head than you do above your eyes. Yeah, it's just kind of how I roll. Real quick, just because he was on a couple sets ago, Justin up here, he's in my English class, and I remember the first day I met him, he asked me a question that I thought was kind of funny. He turned to me one day and he was like, "How do you tell the difference between a fat chick and a pregnant chick?" To which I responded, "The pregnant chick still has hope in her eyes." Alright, so, alright, everybody be cool. We have so much time, alright? I'm going to report to my parole officer. Well, it's weird though, because I've only had one long-term relationship rather. And it was weird because it's not that I dislike people that are in long-term relationships. I feel like it's difficult to do. It's hard to understand. Like, I like to use a food analogy. Like, I love Oreos, and I can eat a lot of Oreos. But after months of just Oreos and Oreos and Oreos and Oreos, I want to make out with a Hispanic chick. There will be a sign-out sheet in the back. Maybe you're not Hispanic, maybe you're just a white girl that tans well. I don't care. It's really your preference. Yeah, it's kind of weird, because, like, again, I've only had one real relationship, yet I always get girls asking me for dating advice, which for me makes about as much sense as me going to Glenn Beck if I want to become pen pals with Obama. I just don't see it as working out or having any good tips or experience. But it's weird, because I've noticed a few things about women that to me make no sense. And ladies, I'm going to call you all out right now. Why in a relationship do you guys think it's okay to test your boyfriend? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take something that he did months ago. Then I'm going to talk to a bunch of people of my gender and not his and ask for their input. Keep in mind, these are all single girls that are mad at the world because they ain't got no man. Or so was explained to me by my boyfriend, Reggie. And it's weird because then they go and they do these things and we don't react the right way. And that just ends up blowing up into a huge fight. And when it finally boils down to the reason, they always get that weird cry talk, like, you can't really understand what they're saying. It's not even a frog, it's like a dead raccoon in their throat. I guess it just comes down to the fact that 3 months ago we were at the mall. And you didn't hold my hand. To which I respond, are you kidding me? Which you should never say in a fight. Yeah, trust me, it doesn't work out. This is my second semester up here at this school, and there are some things about Idaho that I like, and some things that I think are kind of weird. I'll start with the first one. Things in Idaho are a lot smaller in size, and I'm from Connecticut, and that's really saying a lot. The first semester when I flew home, I got on a plane from Pocatello to Salt Lake City to New York. Now, I should have just ignored the whole flight from Pocatello thing. We got what I can only describe as a tin can sponsored by American Airlines. No, seriously, we were halfway through the flight, I farted, the pilot turned on his fasten seatbelt sign. I didn't know what to do. One thing that I wish noticed about the school, one thing I enjoy, I see as one of the perks almost of the school. I'll try and imitate it as best as I can. See if you guys can pick up on what I'm throwing down here. welcome to devotional. Come on, get this revelation right through here. Devo, every day, every week, President Clark, speakers, revelation, Devo. Who else has seen that guy? He is my favorite. His name is Kendrick. He is from Alabama, and he is awesome. And one thing is that another thing that I've always thought was interesting about Rexburg is just the weather itself. Like, most of you have an iPhone, you open your little weather app, you hit the little thing to get a little bit more specific. It shows you one picture for each hour, just so you get a general sense in case you can't read. Heaven forbid they put words in there. But it's weird though, because when you're in Rexburg and you open that same app, you click for 1 hour and 17 pictures pop up, all of different weather patterns. It's awkward when you live in a town that operates like a Thompson's Water Seal commercial. I don't know what to do. It's just rain, sleet, snow, sleet, sleet, rain, hail, snow, rain, rain, sleet. And then you wake up. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Every time I wake up, there's just wind and ice everywhere, and I don't know what to do. I'm convinced that like there was a fight that I just wasn't invited to. And the last thing, this is probably my biggest pet peeve about Rexburg. There are people that live in Rexburg that still think Razor scooters are cool, like the little kid ones. Which, granted, all right, I'm sorry. Everyone here is either 18 to like, well, BYU, Idaho, you're either 18 to 45. I don't know why there's so many people here. And yes, I know. What is your definition of old? You. And you go through here and you see these people on scooters, and normally I'm okay with that. Like, I try to live with it. And one day it just went way too far. One day I was walking across campus, and I saw 2 dudes on one scooter. And they were like alternating kicks. And it was weird because, like, as they rode by me, a rainbow just trailed behind me. Yeah, so I thought that was kind of weird. And I'm gonna do one more and then I'm gonna get off. But one thing about me is I am 18 years old. I do not know how to ride a bicycle. Now that gets a lot of people. One, if I mean get, I mean it convinces everyone that they're going to be like my personal savior. I will teach you. You will ride a bike. You will feel the wind blow through your ears, and it will go, and you will be grateful for what I did for you, and it will be magical. But here's the thing. I'm convinced I will never learn how to ride a bike in my life for this reason and this reason alone. When most people learn how to ride a bike when they're little kids, let's say ages 5 to 7. Just throw it out there, because some of you learn younger, some of you learn older. But when you're that age, you don't get occupied with normal human fears. Like, when you're in that age, you're like afraid of like the boogeyman, or not behaving good enough for Santa Claus, or getting beaten by your father. One of the three. And it's weird because like you go through and all these things happen to you. Now I'm older. I have logical feels like health insurance, and I know how physics works, and the occasional still getting beaten by my father. So it's just like those things where I'm like, all right, you know what? Something should go down. I'll be okay with not riding away. I walk everywhere. Sure, my dad might catch me at some point, but there's no point. He's gonna be on retirement. He's gonna need me. And guess what? I can reach the cord. I ain't mad about it. But my name's Brian. Thank you guys.